Today, our order of speakers will be Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva, U.S. Representative for California 25th District, Congressman Mike Garcia, Assembly Member for California 36th District, Assembly Member Tom Lackey, Ventura County Sheriff's Department Assistant Sheriff Chris Dunn, Kern County Sheriff's Department Commander David Stevens, Charles Boswick, Assistant Field Deputy for LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger of the 5th District, Rex Paris, Mayor of the City of Lancaster. After all speakers have spoken, the Sheriff will offer comments in Spanish. Now it's my honor to introduce the Sheriff of Los Angeles County, Alex Villanueva.
Thank you all. Good afternoon. It's been quite an auspicious day today, and we started this process months back. We were starting to get a lot of complaints from the residents here in the high desert. And we were getting complaints about how this illegal marijuana growth was impacting life here. People were being threatened. Water was being stolen from farmers to the point where these farms are going out of business because they're not able to water. That's how much marijuana operation is impacting the high desert. We're estimating it takes about 2020 numbers alone 150 million gallons of water for the harvest. And that here in high desert water is precious. They got alfalfa farmers, potato and carrot farmers, and seeing them go out of business to support illegal marijuana and riches of cartels is something we're not going to tolerate at all. And definitely on behalf of the residents here in the high desert, it was our obligation to put an end to this. So we thought big. Let me just give you some simple numbers. In 2020, our narcotics bureau detectives identified 150 illegal grows out here in the high desert. 2021, that number grew significantly to the point we did air reconnaissance. It was over 500. That's how much we were spent during the pandemic. As you can see, there's some people who are very, very busy during the pandemic. Now, not only did the number of illegal grows, but also they grew in size, because the average size grow was about 8 greenhouses. Now, the average is 15 of these those grows per site, and they've some as large as 74. And the one we saw today that we actually bulldozed, that was 74. We covered probably 10 acres of ground. Okay. Violent crime is being attacked. Violent crime is part of the trade for the cartels and has been associated with these illegal grows. In 2020, we had 2 murders up here in the high desert attached to illegal grow. March of 2021, a murder victim was found buried in the desert near Lake Los Angeles, and the suspects wanted in connection with the murder operated illegal marijuana grow right up here in Lake Los Angeles. And in April of 2021, we had a robbery of an illegal indoor cannabis cultivation location. It resulted in a shootout between the on-site security guards and one of the robbery suspects. To date, we have spoken with farmers, with residents. Armed cartel members out here in the high desert stealing water in the middle of the night has become a common sight. So this is one of those existential threats that LA County is facing. So we had to think big. And with that idea of thinking big, I directed Commander Holly Francisco, who oversees our Narcotics Bureau, give me a plan that can put the cartels out of business in the high desert. And today is the start of that plan. We're impacting 28 so far. We've served 28 search warrants. We're going to do over 40 today alone, and we're going to continue this pace. And we're going to have over 200 locations that are going to be served. And then we're going to continue after that till we get to the total of 500. Until there's not a single marijuana grow left standing here in the high desert. And that is a tall order, but it was needs to happen to basically put because we have legal marijuana grows in California. They're very small in number, they're very tightly regulated, they're overseen, and they're being put out of business by the illegal grows. And this is a threat. And it also feeds the illegal cannabis dispensaries down in the basin. It has been the bane of every single community's existence so far. And we're getting a lot of information. That is going to be addressed soon. I promise you that. There's another threat also attached to this. The amount of trash, debris, the pesticides, the chemicals that are used goes right into the environment, gets into the food chain, affects all our wildlife, our critters. The trash is strewn through miles, and the wind carries it throughout the desert, and the impact of it is uncountable. Not to mention what seeps into the aquifers and contaminates our water tables. So this is a threat on so many different levels. It cannot go unaddressed and unanswered. Now, with that in mind, we had a very large presence. Over 400 personnel showed up today to start this process. From the Sheriff's Department, we had multiple bureaus. We had 3 different teams serving search warrants. We had the Drug Enforcement Administration, who also served search warrants. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife are here assisting as well. Kern County Sheriff's Department, Riverside County Sheriff's Department, San Bernardino County Sheriff's, and Ventura County Sheriff's Department. So the total today will be 45, and we're going to continue that pace until we get through the entire thing, and there are no more. But a heap of rubble left in the desert, and we're going to send a loud and clear message to all the cartels and the legal operations. Your days are over here, and you need to pack up and leave, or we're going to find you. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Congressman Garcia.
Thank you, Sheriff. I want to first of all thank you all for covering this. This has been a problem that's been going on in our backyards for some time. And frankly, we weren't putting a bright enough light on this challenge and this issue, and it did get out of control in the last few months. I want to also thank our folks in uniform here from all levels of government and all agencies supporting this operations, and especially the Los Angeles County Sheriffs for doing what you do on a daily basis, but also showing up today with overwhelming force to show the bad guys that we are here, that we are enforcing the laws. And today it starts, we reclaim our backyard and we reclaim our beautiful state of California. Sheriff Villanueva, I want to thank you for having the courage and the resolve to pull together what I think is one of the most impressive combined forces that our nation has seen. A joint operation from multiple levels of governments, like I said, from the DEA all the way down to local law enforcement, funding sources from multiple avenues, as well as 4 different counties participating in this massive operation. This will end the problem. What we're seeing today, like I said, is us reclaiming our state and getting back to law and order and valuing law enforcement. What we've seen the last few months, frankly, are the results of a lack of law enforcement, especially at our southern border. And to our president and to our vice president, this is what happens when you don't secure the border. This is what happens when you don't value law enforcement and you push an agenda that actually defunds police. We end up with disarray and disorder in our local communities. We're not in Sonora, Mexico right now. We're 300 miles away from the border, and we have one of the largest illegal drug operations happening in the backyard in the high deserts of Los Angeles. This is shameful. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, do your job, secure our borders, and give us all the resources, not only at the borders, but the local law enforcement agencies to allow us to be safe and secure once again as a nation. With that, I would like to introduce Mr. Chris Dunn, Assistant Sheriff, Ventura County Sheriff's Department.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Ventura County Sheriff Bill Ayu, I'm pleased to be here and participate with this operation. The Ventura County Sheriff's Office understands that this is a regional, if not statewide, problem that we are all dealing with. The economic and environmental impacts are extreme, as well as the criminal activities that follow suit. We have about approximately 40 members of our agency and several pieces of our equipment up here assisting with this operation. And we too believe that it is important that we exploit the abilities of combined efforts to eradicate this problem. Thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate it. Next up is David Stevenson, Commander, Kern County Sheriff.
Good afternoon. My name is David Stevenson, Commander with the Kern County Sheriff's Office. And on behalf of the Kern County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Donnie Youngblood, we are very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting us. We understand and we appreciate the problem that LA County has, because it's not a problem that is specific to LA County. It's a problem that is statewide, region-wide. Unfortunately, you could probably hit a grow like this every day during the grow season and not make a dent. So I appreciate and I thank you for the momentous undertaking that you've done today. And with that, I turn it over to Charles Boswick. I turn it over to Assemblyman Tom Lackey.
As was said earlier, we would like to really thank the leadership of Sheriff Villanueva for having the courage to take this on in such a profound manner. I promise you that no place in the country has orchestrated such an assault against this illicit market. You know, a lot of people think that cannabis is a sleepy, non-threatening set of circumstances. When you have the cartels present at this level, it is so nasty on so many fronts. Environmentally, personally, it robs people of their security to be able to live. People move to the desert because they like open space. They like the freedom that it affords. And I'm telling you, it has been stolen because of this prolific expansion of illicit cannabis. It's inexcusable, and it took guts to orchestrate this kind of an assault against the people that have been exploiting our environment and our community here. So very, very thankful for his leadership and all the hard work of all the deputies from all the agencies. This is not a safe undertaking, folks. These people don't have rules of engagement, and they operate under the rule of profit, and that's all that matters to them. Human circumstances, environmental circumstances mean zero. It's all about the money. And the money is huge here. It's multi-millions, if not billions of dollars. I'm sure it amounts to billions. And they're not giving back to our community. They're not affording anything but toxic environment and toxic influence. So thankful for this operation. Thankful for you for covering this, because normally it takes a back seat to all these other challenges that we're facing. And with that, I'm going to, I think that's my thing to shut up. I'm going to actually introduce to you the Mayor of Lancaster, Mayor Rex Barris.
Welcome to Lancaster. You know, we all know what we're talking about when we talk about the cartels. There are no more vicious people alive than the cartels. There are people that were invited to be here today that were afraid to come. Let's be clear about that. The courage the sheriff is demonstrating here is truly remarkable, because these people are not going to take this lying down. The fact of the matter is that we are tearing down $380 billion worth of infrastructure and product. Nobody takes a hit like that and just accepts it. But the message to the cartels is very clear. You cross that line in the sand and come into Antelope Valley, we will take everything you have. And that's what we've done today. That's what we will continue to do the rest of the month. And if you come back, we will do it again. Thank you. Come here. This is Supervisor Barker's deputy, Chuck Boswick.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Chuck Boswick. I'm here representing Los Angeles County Supervisor Captain Barker. She is at the Board of Supervisors meeting in Los Angeles right now. She asked me to represent her and read the statement. She was offering thank you to Sheriff Alex Villanueva, the team of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, for their important and impactful work that they have done to eradicate the significant threat of illegal marijuana growers in the Alabama and Los Angeles County as a whole. Los Angeles County is an area with a climate that supports the growth of varied agricultural products that help sustain our economy. Unfortunately, our climate has also attracted a massive influx of illegal marijuana growth that brings increasing crime, including human trafficking and smuggling. The illegal marijuana grows also damage the desert environment, threaten groundwater with pollution, divert precious water resources, negatively impact the housing market, and so much more. The efforts of the Sheriff's Department representing here today are critical to our collaborative efforts to let these illegal growers know that they are not welcome in the Antelope Valley and in Los Angeles County. This is part of our larger plan to combat this problem. Supervisor says our office will continue to work together with our partners in law enforcement to protect our local communities and to provide the safe and supportive neighborhoods that our residents and families deserve. On June 22nd, Supervisor Barger will bring actual items to the Board of Supervisors based on the comprehensive report expected out this week. The report is in response to a motion Supervisor Barger introduced previously this year, which directed county departments to recommend new ways to stop these illegal grows and hold perpetrators accountable, including changes to state law. It is Supervisor Barger's hope to attack this issue from every angle possible and send a strong message to these bad actors. Thank you very much. Sheriff.
Nothing like duct tape when you need it. En español, en palabras muy sencillas, esta operación hoy fue la operación más grande en la historia del Departamento del Alguacil. Más de 400 alguaciles, policías y agentes de la División en contra del enforzamiento de las leyes de narcóticos de los Estados Unidos y agentes del Departamento de ¿cómo se dice? Wildlife. Oh boy, I'm lost on that one all of a sudden. En español. A ver. Ellos son los que se encargan de proteger el medio ambiente. Y ellos también estuvieron presentes. Y entonces los del departamento de alguacil del condado de Ventura, del condado de Kern, condado de San Bernardino, todos ellos apoyaron esta operación y ese es el inicio de la operación. Hoy se ordenaron y se ejecutaron 45 órdenes de cateo y vamos a hacer más de 200 en los días que siguen para acabar este problema. En el año 2020 se estimaron 150 de esas operaciones ilegales del crecimiento de la marihuana. Ese año son más de 500. Multiplicó casi el triple en razón de un solo año. Eso representa un peligro a la comunidad, un peligro al medio ambiente, un peligro al agua, un peligro a todos los granjeros, los que tienen granjas aquí, y ellos cultivan alfalfa, la papa y las zanahorias. Ellos están perdiendo su negocio porque no pueden ya pagar el alto costo del agua porque el agua ha sido robado para crecer esta madre. ¿Okay? Y con eso estamos agradecidos de todo el apoyo que hemos recibido. Hemos recibido del congresista Mike García, del asambleísta Lackey, aquí del estado de California, y también de la supervisora Barger del quinto distrito, aquí del condado de Los Ángeles, y de la alcaldía de Lancaster y la alcaldía de Palmdale. Todos han contribuido para que eso sea algo exitoso y queremos poner un fin a la influencia del cartel aquí en el Valle del Antílope.